Hello everybody, welcome to the video, and so here we go. If you're wondering when the NHL playoffs start, apparently start immediately after the end of the regular season. That's actually the Google result it gave me for when do the NHL playoffs start, so it's just great. So yeah, and I'm here to just talk a bit about that. So yeah, I got the standings pulled up on my phone, and we're just gonna go for a bit. So we got uh, month left until the end of the regular season, the playoffs start, and currently it looks like we have most of the playoff teams set. I mean, there's obviously gonna be some changes in the East. It's looking a little bit it's looking a little bit tighter. Obviously, the playoff race is gonna go down pretty close between looks like Detroit, Washington, and maybe the Islanders have a chance of still competing there, but they say it's going to be kind of Detroit and Washington duking it up for that last spot. And then in the West, I mean, I guess St. Louis still does have a chance at catching the Golden Knights, but it's not looking very likely right now. Golden Knights have a game in hand, are 4 points up. There is still quite a bit there is still 12, 13 games left for St. Louis and possibly Minnesota to maybe catch up to Vegas there, but I just don't think it's really gonna happen. So, anyways, yeah. So title race or not the title race? Sorry, soccer. The playoff race is not exactly like a super competitive playoff race since it feels like we have a lot of good teams. Like, there's no superpower this year, but it feels like we have a lot of good teams this year, a lot of May teams, and then a lot of bad teams. So it really feels like it's tiered uh, this year, and that so the May teams, there's only like a few of the May teams that because there's a lot of good teams. There's only a couple playoff spots available for the May teams to get in. I don't know why I'm pronouncing it like May. It's meh. Uh, anyways, so yeah, my team, the Canucks, obviously clearly in a playoff spot, so I won't be keeping too much of an eye on that. Uh, and it feels like no matter where you go in the West, you're gonna get to play a pretty good team, which is kind of gonna suck since usually if you finish high, you want to get an easy first round matchup, but there's not going to be any in the West, and it looks like there's probably only going to be one in the East. I mean, there is Tampa Bay, and they don't look as good as in past years, but they're still it still is Tampa Bay, and they're on a pretty big heater. Sorry, just fix my mic here. This is a great start to this video. It's not going too well. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. Yeah, I think Tampa Bay have won something like 5 in a row right now, which is pretty good for them. Uh, yeah, and they're pretty much cemented their spot in the playoffs. They might have a shot at catching Toronto for that third spot in the Atlantic. I'll have to check, but I'm pretty sure they do. Just to take a look. Yep. No, actually, they're still a ways back for Toronto. There ain't that much time left till the end of the season. Only 12 to 15 games for most teams. So yeah. Anyways, though, it really looks like it's going to be like higher up in the standings where the real like tight races because like there's a lot of teams juking it out for that for the President's Trophy. You got the Rangers, Canucks. They're both tied for the league lead in points percentage. I'm pretty sure they both have 96 points in 70 games. And then technically in first place right now in points, you got the Bruins who have 97 and 71. And then you have the Panthers who have 94 points. Actually, their points percentage is less than the Rangers and the Canucks, but if they win their next game, they will tie them. for top of the NHL. And going to the West in the Central, there's also Jets, Avalanche, and Stars. They're all on 93 points. Stars have played one more game, but yeah, it's very tight there. Jets and Avalanche really juking it out because the winner of that division won't have to play another one of the contenders for the division title. But then again, the winner of that division won't have it too easy either. They'll most likely have to play the Preds or the Knights. Yeah. And in the Pacific, you got the Oilers. Actually, the Oilers, as a Canucks fan, the Oilers are like right on their ass still. They're not leaving any room for error. Oilers have 7-1-2 in their last 10, so they're doing pretty well. And they're matching up to play the Kings, which might almost be the easiest matchup in the whole West. Because obviously in the wild card, you got the Golden Knights, defending Cup champions, and then you got the Preds, who are the hottest team in the NHL. Now, speaking of the hottest team in the NHL, we got their little segment here, hot or not. Obviously, hot, the Nashville Predators, they're 41-25-4, 86 points. First wildcard spot, and 8-0-2 in their last 10, so a 10-game point streak right there. Their point streak might be more than that, but yeah, I don't really know. But they have at least 10 games on their point streak. I'm sure a Nashville fan can tell me how many games they have on their point streak. And then for not, I got New Jersey. They have really struggled with injuries this year, but it's still not a good season. They're showing that they might have overachieved by finishing that high last year. They might have been a little bit further ahead in their rebuild, or whatever you want to call it, and that they really aren't like a bona fide playoff team. 34-32-4, 72 points, 6 points back of playoffs, and 4-6-0 in their last 10. So not a terrible record, last 10 for New Jersey, but it's not good, and you can't be going 4-6-0 when you're chasing a playoff spot, and they're not gonna make it probably. 6 points back with only that much time left it's looking pretty dire there. It's also looking pretty dire in some other places too. Around the league, really, there's a bunch of teams kind of underperforming. The Golden Knights being one of them. 4-6-0 in their last 10 games. And they have slipped down to the second wild card, which is really not a thing I expected Vegas to do. I thought they were locked to get top 3 in the division. They still can get third in the division, which is a Canucks fan. I hope they do, because I would rather play the Kings than the Golden Knights. And hopefully leave the Oilers. They leave the Oilers stuck with the Knights in the first round. That'd be pretty good. I mean, we'd have to play one of those teams second round anyways, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, as a Canucks fan, I really just kind of want to win a round this year. So this whole massive, huge overachievement. Well, I don't want to say overachievement, since we are a good team. It's not just it was all for nothing to just get knocked out in round 1. But I mean, I shouldn't say all for nothing. I mean, as a Canucks fan, I would have taken making the playoffs at this point in the season. And yeah. So anyways, another team to mention, Hurricanes. They've won 5 in a row. They're looking pretty good. Their goalies don't seem to really be dragging them down a ton recently with their good run of form. At the start of the season, they were looking kind of iffy. Now they're looking fine. And the Flyers, they still haven't fallen off. They're still in the 3 seed in that division, although the Caps are not too far behind them for that third seed. The Capitals, led by Ovi, could get a playoff spot. I mean, but currently they're on the outside looking in. They would have to push someone out. So would the Islanders too, who look like the other team who are competing for that last wild card spot. their situation not looking very good. And another team that's has been taking big L's recently. Penguins, they're 3-6-1 in their last 10. I mean, after getting rid of Gensel, I'm sure this was kind of expected for them. And yeah, they're only one game above 500 right now. No shot. They're making the playoffs. And yeah, it's looking not very good in Pittsburgh. Crosby, he'll stick around there, I'm pretty sure, but who knows? If he wants another shot at the cup, it looks like it's not going to be coming in Pittsburgh. And another team, Red Wings, 3-7-0 in their last 10, although they have won 2 in a row. So it was looking pretty bad for the Red Wings there at one point. I think they had lost 7 games in a row. Like, they were comfortably in a playoff spot, and now, like, they just had to worry their fans by crashing. But now they're kind of going back up again. I still do think they will get that second wildcard spot. Yeah. Panthers have lost 3 in a row, though. That's actually wasn't really expecting that from them. They were pretty comfortably at the top of the league, at the top of the standings. There have been a bunch of teams this year who have been at the top of the standings, but then have crashed. Obviously, you see the Bruins earlier, the Rangers, and the Canucks, and now the Panthers. They were all comfortable. I think all 4 of those teams were pretty comfortably at the top of the standings at one point, and then they fell off. So yeah, that's just the state of the NHL with a month left to go until the playoffs. Trade deadline happened since my last video. Obviously, Gensel to the Canes. Kuznetsov also went to the Canes. And, of course, more things to expected from the trade deadline. The Golden Knights doing sketchy things like selling, like, not, I don't know. I don't know what's going on today. I'm a bit off. But them putting Stone on LTIR is a bit sketch. If he does come back, game 1 of the playoffs, that'll just be, very suspicious from the Golden Knights. Yeah, but they got Thomas Hertl, who I think's also injured right now. But yeah, I see Golden Knights making a big splash. My Canucks didn't do much at the deadline, which I think is whatever. We don't really need more rentals or anything like that. So I'm kind of fine with that. Foley went to the Jets, and I'm trying to think of whatever deals went down. Tanev to the Stars. That wasn't a deadline deal, though. And yeah, so that's kind of what happened at the deadline. And yeah, so I'll make another video hopefully sometime soon about what's about I don't know, the NHL or something. I might make a video about soccer coming up soon, or football, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but so the NHL, there'll be a lot more stuff coming from this channel. When the playoffs come up, I'm sure I'll do some streams. Soon knows there might be a Canucks playoff stream happening, but there will definitely be some. I feel like, I don't know, I'll try to make a playoff predictions video with my dad when the playoffs are about to start. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I wish your team luck, unless you're an Oilers or a Leafs fan. Just joking. But anyways, so see you later. Bye. Thanks for watching. Peace.